living with your ghost. Wanna pull you close, feel your fire.
Welcome back to Between the Takes. I am here with Abby Lee, the lovely Abby Lee.
Oh, hi, thank you.
You were a lot of fun. Thank you again for reaching out, because this was like, it's different than some of the styles that I've had on, and I was really excited when I was listening to your Spotify to have you on.
What kind of styles do you really do?
I just feel like I don't get enough like bluesy jazz style on. I get a lot of jazz. I get a lot of R&B. I get a lot of like rock influences, singer-songwriters, but this style just hasn't caught the Futon Sessions yet. And I feel really
like
happy.
That is not surprising to me, because I feel like when I reach out to people, they're like, what do I do with this genre or with this style of music? And it's been going a lot better because as I write these songs with my co-writer, Tim Campbell, we're trying to make them as modern as possible. I'm a huge fan of ZZ Ward, are you familiar with her?
I know the name, and I know one of her songs. I cannot remember the song, though.
She is an amazing blues artist, but what I love is that she does her own modern twist on it. And so she's just like so cool, so easy. So like, I've gone to a couple of her concerts. I really think she's an amazing performer, an amazing singer, and inspired me to be like, okay, I want to sing the blues, but I want to sing it in a way that works for my voice and for listeners today.
Gotcha. I forget who I remember when you had messaged me, I listened to your stuff and I told you who you sounded like to me. I know I said Beth Hart, but I can't remember the other person I said. But I still hear that even more after doing these sessions.
That's very flattering. Thank you. Yeah, Beth Hart's a beast. She's a monster. I love her. So any comparison is very welcome. I can't remember who the other person was either.
She does Come Away With Me.
Nora Jones.
That's who I said.
Interesting. Do you still feel that way?
Only because of the piano stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I hear it from.
Yeah.
Because like hearing these slowed down versions especially is where I hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we get too far in, shout out to your keys player if you want to give him some props real quick.
Joe Kenny. Wow, that's it. His name's Joe. No. Joe Kenny, amazing. Totally saved my butt in doing this with me. And I really liked playing this with him because he brought his own style to the songs. So if you listen to the songs on Spotify and then you listen to this, you will hear it's similar, but he brought his own flavor to it, which I was very much a fan of.
New breath of life, which I love about the Futon Sessions. I don't think there's been one artist who has come on and been like, yeah, that just sounded exactly like it did on the record.
Right. That would be, now it's funny because as an artist, you are always wanting to do things perfectly. Well, I am at least. And that doesn't exist. Yes. That doesn't exist. Getting used to imperfection. And like you had said, when I was like good enough, like I think that's as good as I'm going to sing it. Like getting myself to that point has taken many, many, many years, or I would never put anything out. Yeah. But all that is to say, Joe Kenny is amazing and was very generous with his time and his talent. And such a wonderful surprise to hear what he did with the songs today. So that was cool.
Yeah, he was amazing. I've worked with him before. I don't think I've ever had anything from his piano sound bad. Like he sounds amazing. He plays amazing. And we're working on scheduling some more stuff for the future. So I'm excited to work with him again.
And he can play any genre.
Yeah.
So
every time I've worked with him was very different than this.
Yes. What I heard going into asking him if you do this with me was so different. And we had a little rehearsal earlier today and I was like, oh, you can do anything.
That's fun. And what were the three names of the songs again?
The first song was Set Me Free.
Set Me Free.
Ain't No Sorrow, which is the ballad, and then Like It.
Like It. All three of those are out, correct?
Correct.
Are they all in the same project or three different projects?
I wasn't thinking about it as a project so much as wanting to keep putting singles out because I had other songs out, but they were, and definitely in the same blues category with like maybe a hint more pop to it. But when I started working with Tim Campbell, hi Tim, he really pushed me to like we worked on so many songs. He pushed me to find my sound a little bit more because I think I was letting my influences get it in my head a little bit. And then what he would do is he would just play the piano and I would start singing along to it. And that's how we've written every song. It's just been like him noodling brilliantly and strategically, but like him having this idea and then I start singing on top of it. Then I take what he writes, I record it, and I go home and I play around with it. I write the melody, I come up with the lyrics. And so every song is exactly how I feel or an experience that I have, which is very important to me because I waited a while to start doing originals. And so I've had some really unique life experiences. Like Ain't No Sorrow is about being the caretaker for my husband when he had kidney failure. So I think I can hear the difference in my voice from when I was before doing originals to now, before some of those experiences to now, because it's so fresh, it's so raw. I'm glad that I've been able to work with Tim, who knows how to bring that out in me, I guess, just by giving me the platform upon which I can sing. So that was so formal. Upon which?
No, you're good. I was just curious, but hearing that about Ain't No Sorrow, like that's an awful time, but I'm glad you were able to kind of like translate it and kind of work out your emotions, I guess, in a way with that song. Because that's a rough time.
It was 5 years before I could even, I've always been a writer. It took me 5 years before I could even put pen to paper on that experience, because it was so horrific.
Yeah.
And I don't want, how like on American Idol and those other shows, they just focus on one person's hardship and then like the whole storyline is like their grandmother died once and they've been upset ever since, and you're like, but that's my life is so much more than that, and he's okay now, and like it's one of many stories that it's been very fun for me to go back in time and pick things that I hadn't written about before. And now I'm writing about everyone. I'm Taylor Swifting it in a very different, more subtle, less thesaurus-y way.
The Taylor
if I may.
Swifting, it's hilarious. That's cool that you can like pull from memories for that, because I know some people, if they don't write about it within a month, they are going to forget every emotion and cannot get anything out about it.
I think one of my greatest flaws is that I remember everything that has ever happened to me to a painful degree. It's exhausting.
Okay, yeah, so when you think about it like that, that is pretty rough.
Awesome to be able to apply it to something productive. It's been really satisfying. So I've been doing this for a few years. I mean, I've been gigging professionally for a while now, but I've been writing my own music and putting it out for a few years. It's kind of fresh. I had some people who really encouraged me to do it. Justin Miller is one of those people.
Yep.
He was very chill about it. I came in with one song that I'd made in GarageBand. Like I made the track myself. I've never done it since because it was pretty simple. And I went in and I recorded it with him and he goes, yeah, you should be putting out music. And to me, I mean, I'm sure he doesn't even remember saying that. To me, it changed everything. I was like, this person I really respected, that I thought was really talented, said that to me. It like motivated me. I just kept writing and writing and writing. I've recorded some songs that now looking back are not as good as what we're doing now, but got me to where we are now. But
that's growth. I don't think there's a single artist who has not improved on their songwriting abilities.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of hard not to, because when you start, you're so bad.
It's a muscle.
It's a muscle.
As much as anything else is, like the more you write, the better you're going to be at writing.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's cool. Shout out to Justin, because I think you're at least the third person who's come on the Futon Sessions that works with him. And every time an artist comes in and says they worked with him, I'm like, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
No,
Your
he
stuff sounds good.
forces you to get better, to be better, to think better. Like at first, I think I was trying really hard to how Mariah Carey shows every note she can sing in every song.
Yes.
And I think that the songs that I just did are probably similar to that style. But compared to what I was doing before, he helped me become way more dynamic and to think about things like that. And between him and Tim Campbell, those are my guys, those are my team. And I love them very much.
Yeah.
For what they've done.
All of your songs sound really great. I think Like It is the one that when I was listening to on Spotify, I was like, I want her on. Because
everyone's favorite.
It's just really, it's written really well.
Thank you.
It's really, really good. It sounds great. Like your outcome from that song was amazing. How long have you been doing the original music?
So I think I recorded finally went into a studio for the first time in 2022.
Okay.
Not that long ago.
No.
I had been writing a lot longer than that, but it wasn't until then I played, it's a song called Cayenne. It's on my Spotify, and I had been playing it for friends. And finally someone that I really respect in music was like, not that my other friends don't matter, but some friends don't really know.
That just know what they're talking about that you'll listen to. And no one else.
Yes. Like there was a day a long time ago when I was younger where I realized that my dad kept telling me how good I was at singing. And then he said the same thing about someone else who couldn't sing at all. And I was like, he doesn't know. He can't tell. So that was life shattering. But anyways, so yes, there are certain people that I've learned to be more flattered by their feedback than others. And so one of my friends was like, this is good. You should do it. You should just do it. And so I went in, and then Justin's comment, you should be putting out music, was a game changer for me. And I have not stopped since then. So it was like cold start 2022, have not looked back.
That's awesome. That's cool. How long have you been, you were saying that you've been gigging. How long have you been doing the shows?
So I started that in 2018.
Okay.
I mean, I had the kind of parents who love me very, very much to the point where they were too worried for me to go into a career of music. So they thought, get a real job, do it on the side. I went into advertising. I was fucking miserable. I don't know if I can swear, but I was miserable. I was having panic attacks almost every single day on my walk to work, like really debilitating. It was a really bad scene for me. It was just like in a toxic environment. And I took a little break from work. And then I remember one day I sat up in bed and I was like, I have to get back to singing. And my husband goes, right now? And I was like, no, it was like 8 a.m. I was like, no, I think I need to sing. I think if I go much longer without doing it, I'm really going to regret it in my life. And so I was offered some cheesy little cabaret thing, do that, whatever. And someone heard me and he was like, would you want to sing would you want to get paid to sing, do some paid gigs? And I was like, I can get paid to do that? I was like, yes. And then that just opened a door because I was doing a gig. Someone saw me, asked me to be in his band. I went to a club with him. People there saw me, asked me to do other projects, and I just kept saying yes to everything, even if it was cheesy, maybe a little embarrassing, maybe if it was really cool, but I didn't want to stay with the project. I tried everything. Mm-hmm. And then finally, during COVID, I was doing these remote videos with other musicians where I would sing. I do a lot of Heart, Pat Benatar. I love to sing rock. And so we were doing videos like that. And then one guy, everyone took a video of themselves, did their part. Someone put it together. I mean, they did an amazing job. Shout out to Dave Romani and John Dulcimore, who did the work behind that. And a local agent in the scene was like, oh, do you want to start working, really working? And that's when I got into gigging professionally, really playing full time. So going out to Atlantic City, Dewey Beach, Delaware, and then restaurants and bars all around the tri-state area, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Honestly, that's what it takes sometimes to get going in gigging. I don't think I would have any of the connections I have for how I earn my own living without just saying yes to everything.
Yeah.
Because those eventually got me a connection where friend of a friend couldn't make something. They connected me to that person, and then all of a sudden I'm doing 12 gigs a year with them at least. And that's my income for a decent part of the year.
And it's interesting too how whenever people are like, oh, what's something that you would tell your younger self that you wish you'd known? For me, it's just get out there.
Yeah.
You're not going to get anywhere sitting at home, not going to places where people are. And the same goes for music, where it's you can film yourself singing at your desk or in your room a million times, but unless you are out singing with people, in front of people, just communicating with other people, going to people's shows, going to people's gigs, it's nothing happens. And so I owe everything that I've done, everything that I have right now to just saying yes and being socially active, out there. But I genuinely enjoy it. I love the people I've met. I love the people that I work with now. I work with a lot of different musicians now, and it's the best. Honestly, it is the best life has been.
I think you being genuine is 90% of it.
Yeah.
Because everyone can tell if someone's not really into it.
Yes.
Or they can tell if you're faking it. If you're genuinely into it, that is the driving force for most people to want to continue to work with you. Because if you're not fun to work with, if you're not in it for the love of it, as well as like making a living, like no one wants to do it with you.
It's really hard to sing next to someone who doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
It's really hard. Or people who like watch the clock. I think that's challenging for me. But so I feel lucky because this last year in particular, I've met a bunch of people that I play with now, and like the time flies by. So it's great.
The shows are too short now.
Yeah. Well, not the 4-hour ones.
Not the 4-hour ones.
by the 4th hour, you're like, just baby, let me go home.
I want to go home. Sleep. I just want to sit, please.
I just want a Celsius. But then I can't handle it.
That's funny. Yeah, thank you so much for reaching out. Again, like this was a lot of fun. I'm glad that I caught your message. Do you have anything coming up? I know we talked about it a little bit, but is there anything you want to tell the world, I guess, that you got coming up?
First of all, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Once I saw what you're doing, I loved it so much. Looks and sounds amazing. I think what you're doing for Philly is incredible.
Thank you.
And really proud to be a part of it. Let's see. I am recording new music at the end of July, and then hopefully we'll start putting that out. This I'm going to look at more as a project. I was saying the other 3 songs were more just like I wanted to keep putting singles out.
Gotcha.
This is a little bit more connected. Like each song is sort of connected to the other one in a certain way. I'm not describing this very well. They're more of a project than not.
They're written and recorded together with the intent to be put out together versus singles.
Yes.
Because there's a certain sound whenever you put out an album that like there's a sound that will carry through each song.
And I do think that because I always work with Tim and Justin, you can hear that in every song. But I think Set Me Free is obviously very different than Like It in terms of tone and sultriness. It's very sultry. Let's not beat around the bush.
Yeah. I can see it.
When my dad told me he listened to it, I was like, oh
no.
I didn't send that to you for a reason. But anyways, so working on lots of new music, stories about lots of new people who will remain nameless. And I'm always out gigging. So anything that I always have my schedule out on social media. I can literally be seen singing live every week.
Awesome. I will try to have links to your Instagram. If you have a link tree, that'll be up. Like any links that you have that you want out, let me know. I will make sure they're in the description so that everyone can keep up with you.
Amazing.
Yeah. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions for Abby, put them down there. Maybe she'll answer, maybe she won't. We'll find out. We won't know until you do it.
Yeah, I'm going to keep that a mystery.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time.
Down, I like it deep down.